the demographics are going to be people that want to just learn about product management. So we're talking about product enthusiasts. We're talking about those that just started their product career. Um, that's as product managers and some experienced product managers like myself that would still want to learn one or two things from an experienced product manager like yourself, right? So yeah, so welcome, and we're happy for you to join us. And yeah, we're just very much happy for you to join us. So I will hand over to Muhyiddin, right, to start, and let's have a wonderful session and learn from you.
Thank you, Olu. Really excited to be here. Thanks for the opportunity to speak with all of you. And my name is Galya Arami, and I'm here to talk about the most powerful tool in the product world, which is called MVP, and stands for Minimum Viable Product. I gathered a very small presentation for you all, and we'll explore what the MVP is and why is it important, and how to develop and use one of the effective tools to turn your ideas into successful products and businesses. I will share the presentation, and then at the end of the session, I am happy to take any questions you have. If we have some Q&A time left to discuss things. How does that sound?
Great. Thank you,
Great.
guys. Like Olumide said, we are happy to have you here, and big shout out to everyone that has been joining us before now, and big shout out to you too. It's an amazing opportunity to have you here, and some of the big other guys that are here. I can see like multiple guys in the chat already. Thank you for joining. And yeah, like Olumide said, at ProBar here, we basically just train product managers. One of those things that I know Olumide usually say that year was that there's a lot of people out there that are product managers, but do not actually have what it takes to be a product manager. He called them rusty, anyways. And so he sort of like come together with a lot of guys, and they started putting people into, okay, if you want to be a product manager, this is what you should do. This is the community you should join. This is probably what you need to do to become one, right? And one of those beautiful things that we do at ProBar is that we don't just train you. We lock you up with opportunities. We have so many partnership with some companies that sought for us when they are looking for product guys, right? And those are one of those things that make us stand out at ProBar. And we don't just treat entry level. I've gone to take classes personally myself at ProBar, and I'm not even an entry level person. I've known senior managers that actually just want to do something that is entirely different to the industry that they know, and they come to ProBar to take one or two lessons and take courses. I mean, this Fireside is basically to bring in people like you, experienced people, to just answer one or two questions that actually, I've been disturbing product managers, how to go about things. Basically, we gather them, we organize this every 2 weeks, bring people like you, and we treat them in a very best possible way with experiences, and not something like in classes alone, right? And yeah, and like you said, this is like one of the greatest headache for any product manager out there, whether be it senior, be it junior. This is like one of the greatest topics that people know what they want to build. They probably don't know how to do it, right? This is like what shaped them, and this is what is important after conceptualization, right? What do you want to build at first? What's like an MVP like? How do you build an MVP? What do you even call an MVP, right? All those things are actually things that makes you. I mean, if you are good at this, it's things that makes you a better PM, right? Thank you, Gaia. Thank you for having to show us this, and yeah, you can take the floor.
Wonderful. Thanks for the outline here. And 1 second, I'll share my screen with you and we can kickstart from there. Wonderful. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Like I said, we're going to discuss MVP today. And one of the 3 things that you have to have in mind before you start even thinking about building an MVP, you have to define what's the reason that you want to start a certain product. And after you decided, made a decision, oh, there's a problem, there's a customer need, there's a gap in certain technology that I want to fill, and bring value to that. So MVP, to be clear, is not a defined product yet, and it's a stripped down version that focuses the most essential functionalities of your product. By keeping it very simple and niche, you can get your product into users' hands and quickly gather valuable feedback that they have for you. And this feedback helps you to determine if you are on the right track and what improvements need to be made before investing significant amount of money and resources in full-scale development of your product. This means understanding your target market first, then having a pricing strategy, and then defining your key metrics, what will drive you success of the development of your product. And on our 3rd slide, I included why is it important to have an MVP. First of all, developing a full-fledged product can be a lengthy and expensive process. We're talking about from $10,000s of dollars to millions of dollars, and MVP helps you avoid these pitfalls by allowing you to test your concept with a minimal investment. And by getting user feedback early on, you can identify potential issues and make adjustable corrections before you've poured too much energy, money, resources into a product that might not resonate with your audience and your market. In short, the MVP approach helps you to achieve the sweet spot of balancing innovation with efficiency. And by focusing on core functionalities and validating assumptions early on, you will ensure your MVP is on the right track for the long-term success of your company and your product. So there are a couple of buzzwords that we hear when we are attending all these startup meetings, learning how to build our product, watching keynotes, TED Talks. Some of them will encourage you to go outside, build your product, be bold, and all these wonderful slogans that will motivate you. And one thing that I want to highlight from my experience, and that will come in handy for you hopefully, that there are 5 key steps involved into developing an MVP, and it's you have to spend a lot of time crafting a solid business model design before rushing into customer validation. This includes understanding your target market, your pricing strategy, why you chose that pricing strategy, how you did your analysis, and what are the key metrics that will define your success. And once you have done that research and you have your clear vision of the product problem statement and your goals, you can start building your business model, and you can then move to following the steps, which are 1, identify the problem and the customer, which will include conducting a user research. I believe ProBar team will teach you how to conduct that. and to understand their needs and frustrations and current solutions that are already out there in the market. And once you have done that, and you have clear understanding of the problem statement that you have in mind for your MVP, you can start brainstorming potential solutions and remembering that not all features are created equally at the same amount of time and with the same amount of effort. So for my next little slide, I have this little zombie here for you that will outline how your MVP most of the time looks. It's not a fancy Barbie doll. It's not a fancy car that you will drive, but it will be looking like this little zombie, like cricketed and with a lot of potential to build an actual human. So yeah, so when I was trying to outline not to rush and go out to talk to your customer first, it's important to have in mind the traditional lean startup approach that emphasizes getting outside the building to gather customer feedback. However, by taking time to solidify your business model before validation, you can ensure you're building a product that has clear path to success. I want to give you some examples in a Bay Area world that happened. By the way, I live in San Francisco, California, and we witness products fall and products rise and fall again, like the stock market. One of the huge failures that Google has experienced in 2014 was this wearable device with an optical head-mounted display, basically Google Glasses, and it launched in 2014 but failed to gain traction due to privacy concerns and limited functionality and high price point. And we ended the production of the Google Glasses shortly after, within 11 months. And other fun but huge failure was for new Coke. In 1985, Coca-Cola replaced its original formula for new and with the slogan "New Coke." However, there were massive public backlash for this, and people wanted to have the same formula, the same taste of Coca-Cola. And within 79 days, they terminated their idea. The other product failure was Amazon Fire Phone, and it launched in 2014 again. And this smartphone was competing with Apple and Samsung, but failed due to lack of compelling features and limited app selections and high price tag. So what I'm trying to communicate here with you, even these big companies have failed ideas with unlimited resources and billion-dollar budgets. So imagine how careful you have to be when you're choosing to launch something. But not to discourage you, there are many ways on how you can be successful. And one of the actionable tactics that you can have for your business model is using a Canvas board. I'm more than happy to share this with you, but I'm 100% sure you can find this in Google. Before we discuss how to actually build your MVP, it's important to test your ideas. And just like engineers, architectures, before building bridges, they tested in a small markets how reliable those are. You should stress test your business model before investing heavily in development. Even if your product is, you think, the most glamorous and most needed, and it won't succeed if the underlying business model isn't viable. And viable means profitable. By stress testing your assumptions up front, you can avoid wasting time and resources on an idea that's fundamentally flawed. Trust me, believe me, I wish I knew about this when I was a teenager wanting to build $1 million business, and I went ahead to the world with my big ideas that were set for failure. I believe someone has a question. If you can note that question and hold it for more than 5 minutes, we'll be done with presentation, and I'm happy to answer that. Yeah. So how do we stress test our ideas? Our over here, I I provide you a little chart, and it is called rapid viability test, and it deconstruct your business deconstruct your business model. You can start by deconstructing your big idea into smaller pieces, like key assumptions that you have. For example, this helps you to identify potential weaknesses of your model. And when you do on the second step, stress testing your key business model assumptions, imagine you're building, I don't know, a tower without before breaking the ground, before building the foundation. The goal is to ensure that the tower, it meets design specification that you have in mind, especially in its load bearing capacity. The same is true for business models. If a business model isn't viable, profitable, then desirable or feasible don't matter. And so yeah, you can use the rapid viability test. I will attach some formulas later on, so you can use those for viability tests to be set for success. So after you've done the rapid viability test, you can start building your MVP and use strategies like target pricing from business model design. Your business model design should establish your target pricing, the strategy it will run from, and then contains the size of the problems that your product solves and the number of customers you need to have in order for you to be successful. So in Bay Area, we have lots of startups, Series E, seed stage, and we also have lots of venture capitalists that are ready and happy to invest and get the chunk of a your company. Before, no venture capitalist will basically invest in your startup if you haven't proven the fact that you have paying customers. So this part is very important because impact on validation activities will be crucial for your next 1 to 5 years of your life as a founder or a product manager. Because money hungry alarm clock as a product manager always ticking, and you always have to come up with new ideas, new features that will bring profit to the company. So yeah, by having a target price in mind, you gain valuable insights into your outside the building validation activities. And how can you do that? First, you have to identify your customer target. Know your target will help you define the price based on the competitor analysis strategies, and you can define your ideal customer personas and who are you looking for. Are they looking for the solution yet or not? What problems do they face? Where do they shop? What kind of music they listen to? Those are really important to defining your customer persona and identifying your target. After you've done all these things, you can assess the problem solution fit, and already knowing that by doing the analysis of your target customers, you can help your target to size and the severity of the problems that they're facing. The higher the severity, the more chances that your business ideas or your MVP will be successful. Yeah, and by incorporating all the strategies and objectives, you can build your RVT and you can significantly increase your effectiveness of your validation efforts. You can use this business model to design your efforts and eliminate any suboptimal business models that are there. By saying this, you also have to have in mind some key metrics for validation and critical assumptions that need to be validated through real world user feedback. So I think this is the most that you need to know about MVPs. Of course, it's so outlined, only 7 slides, but in real time, in real world, MVP takes a lot of research and practice, a lot of customer interviews. There will be days that you will think, oh man, my customers really don't want this, or oh man, I'm not sure where I'm going even with this, if this is right or not. And this is where MVP is important, because you can always pivot, like many companies did. And they started off, for example, Amazon selling books to becoming the most richest company, one of the top 5 companies in the world. Having that product sense will help you to do that, but being mindful of time, and I know some of you have questions. I will stop here. Thank you for listening and for your attention.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Galya. To be honest, this is like you shrinking a lot of knowledge in few seconds. And that's like, in all honesty, that's super great. Okay, yeah, Malta, do you have a question? Or was that a mistake? Okay, I'll take that as a mistake. So yeah, I love the fact that you mentioned that before you go ahead and build your MVP, you need to know the industry, right? You need to know your customer also. I mean, to be honest, I've been doing user personnel. I never thought of adding music to it, right? This is like a good one. I mean, there could be a wave of a certain feature and people moving into your product because of the kind of music that they listen to, right? Or the kind of artists that they follow, right? And that can bring a lot of traction into your product. I mean, that's like a great one there. Thank you so much. Do we have anybody with questions?
So, hi, Mata. Wonderful stuff. So, I wanted to ask a bit about the Google glasses, right? Can you speak to at what point did you guys identify that, okay, I think we did not get our pricing point correctly. I think we're sure this would not scale, and time to like withdraw this from the market and know that this is a project that failed, right? Because as much as I know there would have been like a proper growth plan, right, for the product. So after launching the MVP, what do we want to work on next? How do we want to scale the Google glasses, right? So now I know it's for a big corporation like Google. I know it to take a bit of a lot of work, a lot of data to say, you know what, this can't work. Let's scale it. So at what point exactly did you guys get to say that, okay, because it was an MVP, so this MVP can't scale. Let's scale it and let's move forward. So can you just speak a bit into that? So we're sure how we know how to tackle the case of I just launched an MVP. Yes, it's not doing well. We can get stuck in the fact that it's not doing well. It's not doing that well because it's an MVP. Let's scale it up. When we scale it up, then we can start getting numbers that we want to, right? And also where we can also quickly identify that it's an MVP. It's not doing well as it's supposed to, but it's because we did not get some things right. And we need to quickly kill it so that we can move to the next thing. So what exactly did you guys do? How were you able to identify at that early stage and then cut it off and move ahead?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. So, uh, when we speak about big companies, you have to think of how large the company size is. For example, at this specific example, Google has, I believe, right now hundreds and thousands of employees, thousands of executive team, and sales team, marketing team. For this specific question, I want to say there's this metaphor saying kill the horse before it suffers and bleeds to death. Same applies to the product. For Google Glasses, I believe it was launched in 2014, and in January 15, in 2015, it was discontinued, but then got under umbrella of Google Glass Enterprise. And for the target business oriented for the audience who are interested in glasses and smart glasses. The In every product you will launch, there will be failures and there will be gains. Same for Google product. We after deep market research, we identified that user needs are not met, and readiness for new technology in 2014 wasn't there, like it's here for VR. And clearly define the problem of the products didn't met its solutions, and we were meeting backlash from user for user privacy and concerns. So yeah, I believe this was a decision made by executive team, and we unfortunately had poor public presentation with the privacy concerns, and decided to stop the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, privacy is a great deal in any product. I mean, it's important that decisions are made around it. Though we found so many products that actually do not build that at their MVP level and take it as scalability measures. But I mean, places like Google, people want to be sure that I am safe with with all of my information. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, product can be moved to done at any level, should in case it poses any risk, basically. Customer satisfaction at every level, it's very important. Yeah. Do we have any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, please. Candy.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, my name is Candy. All right, so I just want to ask, what are other key principles for building a minimum viable product?
Key
Can you hear me?
principles.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, she's trying to get what are like major principles for building MVP. What are those objectives of a basic MVP?
Yeah, the
basically?
major criteria.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for asking that. It really matters what market you are targeting, I think, but most of the time the skeleton is the same. I highly recommend you to buy a book called Lean Startup. It was written by Eric Rice, ex-Googler, and the core functionality it outlines will be essential features that you want to build, validate what you want to build by getting the product into users' hands, and learn and adapt with what they're saying after your interviews that you conducted. Make sure you have your core functionalities there. You avoid investing heavily in features that might take a lot of time, and iterate incrementally by keep building, reiterating your product. Additional considerations that you might want to have are business model alignments that I shared on the, I believe, slide 6-7, and focus on the problem that you are trying to face and that your customers have and suffering day by day. By prioritizing this problem statements with your features that you want to address in your products, you will be super successful and make a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean that's the greatest part for any company, anyways. After customer satisfaction, what is next is it making money? So I mean,
yeah, that's the V part in MVP, profitability and validity.
Yeah. Do we have any other question? Olumide here.
All right, so Galya, sorry, I'm taking you back to Google Glasses, right? I'm very much interested in that product. So now, would you say Google launched so early? Because now we now have the Meta smart glasses, right? That is almost like the replica of Google Glasses, right? So don't you think about the privacy issues, right? Or the privacy concerns of the Google Glasses? How was Meta able to tackle that? Then, do you think the market is ripe right now for Google to, go back to Google Glasses and then relaunch it to, be probably a competitor for Meta smart glasses? Like, I'm just looking at it. What exactly did Meta get right? Right? Or are we looking at possibly in the next few months, Meta 2 is going to, close close down Meta smart glasses and then lock it up based on some privacy concerns and all of that. So what would you say about that?
Yeah, thank you, Olu, for asking that. This is type of question you will get when you are getting hired in your interviews as a product manager, and they will ask you, "Oh, do you think Google, or why do you think Google should enter medical field, or should Facebook enter to hospitality field?" And I want to be more serious and answer your question by saying both Google Glasses and Meta Glasses raise significant privacy concerns. I was fortunate enough to work at Meta and actually work on Meta Glasses and our R&D stages of the product. And
nice.
Right now, to answer your question, we have lots of regulations in the United States to prevent lack of transparency and user privacy issues. But still, users have to be mindful of what they're agreeing on and what they're signing up for. Right now, I believe I'm working on Android operating systems currently at Google, and I'm not very aware of what's happening in our AR/VR division, but I feel like smart glasses needed to offer compelling features, which didn't happen in 2014. And there was always this rumors that Google is a competitor of Meta AR/VR, or they will launch another VR headset. I believe for that time period, there was a weak value. Sorry, this is my dog. There is a, weak value proposition for the glasses, and navigating that in 2014 was a huge public challenge because society wasn't ready for that. Same for Meta. Before Meta launched its AR/VR, lots of stakeholders were like not really entirely sure that this is going to work out, but we took the leap, we took the risks, and developed a very powerful industry tool that will come in handy, that is helpful for even medical fields and training doctors and etc. So can Google launch? Yes. Is there a need to launch? Probably not much. To give you a short answer. But we have to be mindful of navigating, again, public perception, weak value propositions, and market misunderstanding before, and how it aligns with the company mission and vision statements. If it doesn't, I probably want to invest in something that is more tangible.
Thank you.
I hope that answers.
Yeah, it does. Awesome. It's great.
Do we have any other question?
I still have a lot of questions though, but I would allow someone else go ahead.
Okay. We can take just one more question from you, Olumide. Yeah.
Okay.
Since
Awesome.
nobody.
So yeah. So Galya, I just wanted to like we wanted to come from you've shared with us the what are the important things to be aware of when you want to be like an MVP and when you want to launch an MVP. But I know when I worked on my first MVP, right? And although I started building while I was an undergraduate, having my first degree, I just I just picked up an idea because I wanted to I was in a competition called Shell Ideas 360, where you had to build a solution that would solve um, the pressure on water, energy, and water and energy resources, water, energy, and food resources, right, globally. And so we started building something. So I would say that's my first MVP, and it was woefully not so good. So I want you to just give us insight into when you were building your first MVP. How was it successful, or was it really pretty bad, right? And then you had to like go back to really get yourself to get a lot of knowledge about what's so important. I mean, what are the key things that are important in being an MVP. So how was it? What exactly did you work on? Based on what you can share, you can be very careful on what you share, and just enlighten us a bit. How was the experience?
Yeah, like I said, I wish I had the resources when I was a teenager to build my first MVP, and I also, like you did, went there and run my crazy ideas with the crazy structures that I had in mind, and of course it was not successful, and of course it didn't turn into $1 million idea. But introduction to lean methodologies and lean canvas, I highly all of you recommend you to read the book. It will set you up for success. My first product idea was a gaming application, and
Awesome.
I was into gaming with early stages of my life with my brother. All we did was play and build PCs and deconstruct the hardware and the software and run into challenges. When I came up with my first gaming application idea, I had a vision of it to be after death, having an after death experience in your gaming, and then you be the person who runs the game. And then after conducting a little bit of market research, I got to understanding that people actually want a roller coaster game, not a after death experience game, when I already spent a year on developing my storytelling, my my ideas. But so that's why it's important to talk to your customers to understand what they actually want. And I was actually emotionally really discouraged after that. I thought, oh, like, nobody needs this product. I should probably just go do my own thing, study, and but those are lessons that you have to have on under your skin. But they say smart people learn from others' mistakes, so hopefully you will choose the other path.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You really, I don't know. I mean, we are in a stage where, I mean, maybe you don't have to like build a shitty product in the first place. Maybe because you have guidance now, a lot of guidance now. Then
Mhm.
people don't even identify what product management is in its entirety, right? And
Mhm.
you miss a lot of steps while building basically your first product. And it's always, I mean, like from the stories I've heard, it's always people at first stage it fails and they have to like
Mhm.
go back and learn and pick it up again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really always great at first stage, but then I mean, good thing is that I mean, we have places like ProBar and other
Mhm.
communities that sort of like guide
Mhm.
people from day one, even sometimes expose them to their community, I mean, to their customers, and guide them on how it is being done properly. Yeah, kinda,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay. So I like to ask again, like, I just want to know how many successful products have you built? And those that, okay, they were not successful, like, would you like to share your experience?
Totally. If you go to Google Android Automotive Operative Systems, we have one of them that was successful. I worked personally on Quest virtual reality headset and Rift, and those were super successful and billion-dollar launches. Um, Previously, I was at the startup company called Streamline AI. It's designed to be for in-house attorneys and companies for tracking their intake workflows for attorneys, and that was pretty successful. Um, I worked as a head of product in a company called For You AM, and we developed a similar product like DoorDash. I'm not sure if there is one in Africa, but it's a food delivery services. But For You is designed for gifts specifically to your loved ones anywhere in the world. Not anywhere in the world, but Africa yet. Hopefully, we'll launch in Africa. And yeah, so those are some that I worked on.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
I'm looking forward to hear all your success stories, and hopefully you will get there. Just be resilient.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you shouldn't be discouraged by how many falls you have. You
Mhm.
definitely get there and build a multi-billion-dollar product pretty soon.
Totally,
I mean,
with the team that is
yeah,
knowledgeable and you can
yeah,
trust.
yeah,
This is not a sprint, but a marathon, and it takes lots of knowledgeable, faithful people that will aid you in your journey. Yeah, but
yeah,
I wanna highlight that you will get discouraged. This is not an easy thing. You will receive some feedback. You will have some metrics that will drop down the next day that you built that you thought will be successful, and emotionally, it's really challenging. But what you have to do is, yeah, see what works for you, how you get in the right mindset to motivate your engineers, motivate your own self, and keep going.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of imposter syndrome that comes with this job, and there's a
Mhm.
lot of challenges that comes with this job. There's, I mean, the one can be super sweet, and the second day it drops to zero. And you just need to keep building. You need to keep talking to your customers, know the right metrics. Sometimes you might even have to talk to somebody outside your industry to just get advice on what you
Mhm.
need to be good. But it's never the end. Like I usually say, um, product management it's not as easy as it is, and it's also easy as you may not think about. You might get something that you expect least from it, and it's that thing that drive the entire product, right? It's the least. It's probably the last thing you want to build, but then you eventually build it, and that thing makes your product the most successful thing, right? Like you said, it's not easy, and you should keep building and keep doing your research, keep learning, and you will build something great. Thank you, Galya. Thank you for sharing your invaluable insights and experiences with us today. This has been an enlightening conversation, to be honest, and we are grateful for your time and expertise. So everybody here, I hope you found today's episode insightful and inspiring as it did to me, and to those that asked questions and got better answer. You need to remember that the world of product management is continuous. You need to keep learning, keep evolving, and learn from experts like Galya and the likes of Olumide and some other guys that we'll be bringing here. If you have any other questions or comments, you can post it in our channels. We have a Slack channel. I'm sure Patricia will share a link to join here. And we also have a class coming on this next month. It'll be nice that if you want to learn anything about product management, you apply for it. You'll be meeting a lot of experienced people that show you exactly how it should be done and how to go about it, basically. You can also join the community. We are here to support your growth and learning into product management space. As I always say, make sure you subscribe to all of our channels, LinkedIn, and also to this YouTube channel. We have an Instagram channel also. Patricia is going to be sharing all of that. You can just click from it and join us. Until the next time, keep innovating, keep learning, and keep being passionate about the world of product management. This is me signing off. Thank you, and see you next. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Take
Yeah.
care.